Hello and welcome to my barrel painting video that I'm doing for a friend. Now, if after removing the sheath from your paintbrush you discover the tip is hard and stiff like mine, I'd recommend cold water to make the tip soft and floppy. I tried everything I could to remove the figure from the barrel, but she was stuck on there pretty good, I'm afraid. So begrudgingly I applied 4 thin base coats of a neutral skin tone for a starting point in the highlighting process. Now, if your brush is misbehaving like mine, I find getting it a little bit wet, twisting and tugging it in my other hand gets the brush into a more painting mood. With the base coat finished, I find it's easier to work on the small details like the eyes and using the base colour to touch up any mistakes I made. I then get my shadow tone and paint all the areas on the model that I believe should be in shade. When the model looks horrifically bad, I know it's time to move on to the first highlight, which I strangely enough put in the areas I deemed get more light. The 3 colours would be brown rose, salmon rose and basic skin tone from Vallejo. When I'm happy the model looks completely inhuman, it's time to make a wash or a glaze using the shadow tone and the base skin colour. Using a stippling motion, I try to blend the shadow and basic skin tones, and this could take anything from 1 to 10 layers to achieve. This process is then repeated with the highlight colour and the basic skin tone. The blending of the skin is by far the longest process in the entire painting of this model. The longer you take, the better it looks, and I'm only so good, so I'm going to stop when I'm happy. Whilst making sure my camera keeps going out of focus, I use light flesh to apply extreme highlights and blend them the same way as I blended the other colours. Unfortunately, the tip of my brush got hard again, so it's time for another little cold shower. To breathe a little bit of life into these skin tones, I apply a very light wash of red to areas like the cheekbones, ankles and knees, for example. But I'm not quite sure why a lady like this sitting on a barrel would get sore knees, but I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point. And using the same red colour but not thinned out, it's time to do the lips. Oh, and even small brushes get hard as well. And if you find your wooden pole keeps falling out of the hole, I found out some people snip the tip of theirs off for a tighter fit. It's only after painting the skin I realised it would have been easier to paint the clothing first, so I'd recommend doing that instead. And just be careful trying to get your brush into those tight little nooks and crannies on the model. With that horrible experience out of the way, it's time for the star of the show, the barrel. Using an olive brown, or any dark brown really, I covered the entire barrel. Mixing 3 or 4 different tones of brown into washes and randomly glazing the planks helps give it a more natural look. Don't know why that's reminding me of a very nasty curry night I had. With a pale sand colour, I carefully dry brushed the entire barrel to bring out the wood grain and give it that nice little authentic wooden look. Citadel lead belcher and Agrax earth shade do combine to make a very convincing metal, in my humble opinion. Once the wash is dried, I reuse the lead belcher to emphasise the cracks on the model, adding more interest and detail for the eyes, whilst using the edging technique makes the large weapons look more realistic and used. Above my left hand are the 4 brown paints used to colour in the hair, this time starting with the darkest, then applying the next lightest colour mainly on the top and sides of the hair, followed by a heavy dry brush from the next lightest colour, and then a light dry brush of the almost white colour. Later applying a wash of Agrax Earthshade seemed to give a convincing hair-like appearance. Now, it's very important to wash the tip of your brush to help keep it healthy and ready to stand to attention when it's next needed. After applying a gloss varnish on the model, it's a good idea to contemplate for a while if a pin wash is actually a good idea or not. And if you do splodge it on the figure, just use the correct cleaning chemicals to remove any stains you may have left behind. Now it's time to try and get my face in the view whilst doing the small details, like toenails and fingernails, and highlighting the metallics on any garments that the wash may have dulled down. It's just a simple case of applying some PVA glue to the base and using your fingers to poke it in the grassy bush to get the desired outcome. And once glued to the base, that's this done for my friend. And as I'm only an amateur, I tend to stop watching after seeing it from a distance, because the closer the model gets, the more mistakes I start to notice. But for a tabletop piece, I believe it looks pretty good. So I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And most of all, have fun.